Welcome to part 2 of our fantasy rugby picks. This is genuinely one of the most exciting times of the year for me. The buzz of Christmas and New Year is dwindling, the nights are still cold and damp, the pool stages of the European Games are over, and then this, one of the most exciting and intense rugby competitions on the planet, to tide us over until springtime. Lovely. If you haven't watched part 1 yet, it's definitely worth a watch, as my Catch-22 co-host Benny trolled through the big earners that'll earn you cash and mega points for your Fantasy Six Nations team. I, on the other hand, will be unearthing some rough diamonds which could turn out to be game winners for you. If fantasy rugby is your thing, as much as it is ours, feel free to join our Catch-22 Rugby Open tournament. You'll find the link in the description. There are prizes and goodies up for grabs, and even a shiny new trophy. I'm Deiniol from Catch-22 Rugby, and let's get this going alphabetically, starting with England. Caden Murley, England. Steve Borthwick has omitted the likes of Johnny May and Jack Nowell from this squad, and with Elliot Daly picking up an injury, opportunities are beginning to arise in the backfield for England. With Anthony Watson being a late call-up into the Six Nations squad, it's logical to think that the other wingers named in the squad are above the British and Irish Lion star in the pecking order. So that leaves Max Malins, Caden Murley, Ollie Hassel-Collins and Tommy Freeman. And of those, one name just leaps out at me. Caden Murley has been in scintillating form for Harlequins. Joint third with the most tries scored in the English Premiership, third in metres gained, second in clean breaks and fourth in defenders beaten. With those impressive statistics, he'll rack you up plenty of fantasy points, and is a type of player that Borthwick simply won't overlook over the course of the 5 games. At a cost of just 11 stars, he should get you plenty of bang for your buck. Alexander Roumain, France. Now this is an interesting one. Roumain is listed as a second row on the fantasy app. Well, he is 6'6" after all, but has played almost the entirety of his professional career with Toulouse in the back row. If you splashed out on getting the best backline you could find, and now you're struggling to fill some gaps in the forwards, Roumain is definitely one to consider. The more established locks, such as Tyg Byrne or Maro Itoje, will set you back around 16 stars. Alexander Roumain, on the other hand, is only half the cost, and he'll cover the entirety of the back 5 in the pack. Looking at France's squad, I'd be very surprised if they didn't use a lot of rotation from round to round. With 14 locks and flankers named in their large squad, versatility could be Roumain's ultimate strength this year. Gavin Coombs, Ireland. We've all been there. You splashed out on having 2 incredible open side flankers in your team, and you managed to nab Dupont for 20 stars too. You've excitedly chosen 2 try-scoring fiends on the wing, and suddenly you realise you got very little to spend on that all-important number 8. Falatau, Doris and Aldrit are all over budget, and you begin to panic about who you're going to have to drop. Stop! Don't drop anyone. Consider Gavin Coombs, the Ireland back rower. The young Munster lad is easily in the top 10, if not top 5 carriers in the United Rugby Championship. The 25-year-old workhorse has only earned 2 caps for Ireland. However, it's his uncapped performances for Ireland that caught the eye. The 2021 Munster Player of the Year started both games against the Maori All Blacks during the tour of New Zealand and scored a try in both of them. So to recap, a big ball carrying number 8 with great carrying stats, a try scoring ability, longevity, and is only 8 stars to purchase. I imagine some people select Gavin Coombs off the bat regardless of that sort of deal. Tommaso Menoncello, Italy. It's no secret that I'm a huge fan of Menoncello. 6 foot 2 inches and 16 stone, the 20-year-old Benetton star has a bright future ahead of him. He was used off the bench for the Azzurri during their autumn campaigns, playing most of the second half against Samoa, Australia and South Africa, which is why I think he's an absolute genius pick to have on your bench as a super sub. So super subs can be chosen from the players on your bench, and they earn 3 times the amount of points for their performance. So if your player is used as an actual sub in the real game, you'll get heavily rewarded for that selection. So a player that can earn you yards, score tries, is almost guaranteed a spot on the bench and can get you triple points. It's a no-brainer, and he's only 9 stars. Nab him quick. Ben Healy, Scotland. I'll admit, this one is a bit of a gamble. It's a fair assumption to make that Scotland's starting pivot will be none other than the magician himself, Finn Russell. But stay with me though, because this will make sense, I hope. Scotland's other outside half options are Ben Healy or Blake Kinghorn, the latter of which hasn't had the most comfortable of rides in the number 10 shirts for Scotland, and has been picked more at wing or fullback lately. With that in mind, the logical conclusion is that Ben Healy will be deputising for Finn Russell. Now, the gamble is, of course, is that Russell may end up playing every minute of every game in this tournament, in which case Healy would be a poor choice. However, it is also possible that head coach Gregor Townsend has a plan in mind. The Munsterman is adept at pulling the strings in a more rigid structure than Russell might be, and although he might be a late bloomer in this competition, he should definitely not be overlooked, especially as the competition wears on. And he's only 9 stars. Joe Hawkins, Wales. Hawkins earned his one and only cap so far in the dramatic loss to Australia over the autumn. However, he was one of the few positives from that game, and I think he could be Wales' premier centre option moving into the World Cup. At 6'2" and over 16.5 stone, Hawkins fits the mould of Gatland's preferred inside centre, but he brings so much more to the table than his ability to crash over the gain line. Capable of playing at 10, Hawkins is a great distributor of the ball and can kick with the best of them, even at goal. While he lacks in experience, he makes up for in rugby intelligence and athletic pedigree. With him likely to start or feature in most games this tournament and only 10 stars to buy, he's a low risk, high reward kind of selection. And that's it. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate you staying until the end there. I know that this is released after some of the team announcements, and some of my decisions may look silly in retrospect, but that's the fun of it. Let us know which picks you think you'll be cashing in on, and which we've missed that you think will win you the tournament. If you enjoy this sort of content, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, which helps us make more content like this. If you're after something you can listen to in the gym or on your way to work, we've also got a Catch 22 Rugby podcast available on most streaming sites, including Spotify and Apple Music. I've been Deiniol from Catch 22 Rugby, and until next time, good luck.